going to be a little different. I'm telling you right now, it's just going to be a little odd. Guys, strap in and hang on. It is your Saturday night edition of Mayhem Unleashed.
What time is it? Go time! Brian the Freak.
I wake up, smell my balls.
Jason Wells.
Asshole? I'm being an asshole? I'll show you an asshole. Watch this.
Marvin the Legend Dumas.
That's my pocket pussy!
And your host, T.J. Minor.
That I haven't had a beer or sex in 3 days.
Mayhem Unleashed.
Which one of you assholes just stuck his finger in my asshole?
Starts now.
And here we go. Here we go for another ride down the world tubes. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm TJ Minor. This is Mayhem Unleashed. And as you can see, my co-hosts are all busy. Everybody's busy. Brian is enjoying his new job. I heard a little bit from him today. I'm happy for him. I'm really happy that everything's going good. Marvin is still ill. Poor Marv. I can't wait for Marvin to come back. I miss Marvin a lot, you guys. I'm telling you. Marv is wild. We had a good morning disaster today. We've done a bunch. We've done a lot, but everybody is busy. Welcome back to summertime. So we're probably going to run into some of this a little bit more than we used to, where it's just me. But I intend, as always, to make sure that we still have a good time. You know, what are you going to do, right? Listener line open, 815-844-8863. Oh, yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. Steve's right. I miss Marvin a lot. Marvin kept me on my toes, man. I'll tell everybody that. Marvin kept me on my toes a lot. So, we're getting this going. I'm getting all the sharing going on. We love sharing the show. We have a lot of fun. We'll probably do a little bit of, not going to be like tomorrow night when we do mostly independent music. We're going to do a little bit, but I've also got a couple things that I found that I wanted to talk about, and I hope you guys do too. We're going to have a little fun with it. Why not, right? I mean, that's what this is all about. We got to have some fun. We got to be at least a little bit crazy. We got to live up to the terms. We got to live up to everything. Oh, man. So we've got, not only do we have coming up tonight a realistic guide to creating your OnlyFans, we've also got something involving women and pregnancy. What do you do? So I'll end up flipping the coin here in a little bit. Crazy weekend this weekend. Crazy weekend this weekend. Like Tyler said, he's working on getting the car back on the road. My cousin and I were doing that with his daughter's car all day today. I took a little bit of time away to do the morning disaster, went back down there and worked on that, and then turned around and went back down there. We just got done. That's part of why I'm late today, is we got done with his daughter's car, delivered it back, and you gotta love it. How can you set up on OnlyFans if you're not a sex worker? Well, April, I'm glad you asked. We're going to get into that. Because you know what? And anybody who wants to get on OnlyFans, I'll bet you dollars to donuts, especially if it's a if whoever wants to get on OnlyFans is an attractive female persuasion person and they want to get on OnlyFans, I will bet you you're going to make money. hurry up and get into it before I get bored and go back to my game. Well, I would be willing to bet if you are of the female persuasion of an attractive nature, you could start an OnlyFans. Anybody could start an OnlyFans. All you've got to have is an email. That's it. You got to have an email and be able to take pictures of yourself. So, sex work is one of the biggest industries in the world. Everybody knows that. The oldest profession in the world is prostitution. And one of the platforms that has exploded in recent years is this thing called OnlyFans. Now, I know somebody that I think OnlyFans would do a lot of good for, Steve. Shit, did I say that out loud? Damn it. We are still working on the infomercial for Steve, so we can get Steve a girl. Steve even said that he would be willing to go on a date with Dog Food Lady. Now that's stretching it, guys. I'm telling you right. I would never go on a date. Ooh, God. I would not go out with Dog Food Lady, but Steve's up for it. But she meets the criteria, breathing, and we think she's female. We think. I'm not going to confirm. So, Steve, if you are brave enough to jump in with Dog Food Lady, buddy, that's all on you. You can confirm for us whether or not she's female. Now, that's all there is to it. OnlyFans claims that they paid out $725 million to its 425,000 content creators. Steve says I might consider it. Yeah, Steve, I think OnlyFans might help you. You do your only moves, you'd be all set. So you've also got people who have been on there that claim to have made over $2 million from it in less than a week. But, so it's easy to see why it's a really attractive option for a lot of people, and they go with it. Now, how can you make an OnlyFans? OnlyFans accounts start from $5 and move their way up to $25 a month. There's no cap on what you can make, but it does vary a lot between a smaller and larger creator. So it's important to be realistic. Looks like Keanu Reeves started his account with an ex-partner a year ago, and the couple, it was just to keep them entertained, but now Keanu Reeves is on there solo. So anybody who wants to see Keanu Reeves pleasuring himself on a camera, find him on OnlyFans. You'd be all set. Wow. Bella Thorne is on there and said she made $2 million in a week. A week. Abe's like, oh, wait a minute. Keanu Reeves is on there going, I'll subscribe. Now, here's the thing with OnlyFans, and this is something we've done extensive research on Morning Disaster Network with OnlyFans, and we have discovered that you cannot browse and search. You have to take your time. There's another lady who is a Pink Kiss model who started her account 2 months ago. She makes about $30,000 a month, but also started off on a basis of 1.3 million followers on Instagram. So if you've got a good Instagram following, you're good. OnlyFans is primarily for adult content. Not a place to post pictures of your kids. There are perverts that would be happy to look at that. So there are some food and some fitness stuff going, but mainly adult content. So when I say adult content, this is somebody who can pleasure themselves on a camera and then they make money off of it, right? And people pay for that content. So make sure you know what you're getting into. Now, how do you create a following? You could do that using Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, build your following up, and then say, oh, by the way, if you'd like to see more, go to my OnlyFans. Bingo. They move right into it, and you're set and ready to go. So there you go. Oh, no. I think I messed up, everybody. I think I did. Yep, I sure did. I forgot to start recording. Go figure. I forgot to start recording. But hey, we'll just say that everything here was all for us. More on the OnlyFans. Your main aim should be to build a relationship with your fans. Facebook and Instagram are not SW friendly. Twitter is. Okay. That's why you don't go into the explicit content on Facebook and Instagram. Bikini shots work. Ask Steve. He's always happy to look at bikini shots. Steve will tell you they work. So you should be willing to build a relationship with your fan base. Like we've got great fan base here. I'm happy with it. Oh, Steve says he's got no followers. Oh, poor Steve. Poor Steve. You need to post on, there's no specific guidelines, but you got to post on OnlyFans about as much as you would do, say, a podcast. So anywhere between once a week and daily is my suggestion. If you can do that, you'll build a following. And then the work you put into it is what you're going to get back out of it, obviously. There's a lady who does it who says the best advice she can give to those wanting to create an OnlyFans is to just be active with it. Get active, stay active, and keep doing it. Because if you stop, there's going to go your money. OnlyFans, privacy, and leaks. The only leaks really come to the attention of journalists, and you're about set and ready there because they are going to hunt. For those of us in Central Illinois, none of us are really famous. I don't think we have anything to worry about. That's your positive. Negative is you might have rage checking you out. And who really wants rage checking them out? That's scary, isn't it? Watermark your pics, problem solved. There you go. April gave a good piece of advice right there. Top tips. It isn't for everyone, and it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You got to take your time and build it up. Unlike the porn industry, quite a few campsites on OnlyFans, the performer holds all the power. You, as the performer, get to set your limits. So OnlyFans may be the right way for you. And it's about yourself. Be you. Be yourself. Have fun and be yourself. April says it's a job that doesn't quit. Sounds like she's talking from experience. April, are you doing something to help out your family that nobody knows about? Are you? Be prepared to put in the work. It's rarely an overnight success. And if you want to keep any part of it reserved or exclusive, don't expect massive money in the morning. Oh, everyone knows, she says. Oh. So there you go. April, are you on OnlyFans? I want to know. I got to know now. If she's on OnlyFans, oh, this just got interesting. Oh, she's a dominatrix. So you're on OnlyFans beating guys. Is that what I'm understanding? Like handcuffing them and beating them with whips and stuff? 815-844-8863. You guys. Oh, she says not on OnlyFans because they take too big of a cut. Yeah, April does need to hook Steve up. That's right, Tyler. April needs to hook up Steve. And April says if she wants a pimp, she's got a husband. No. We're asking you to be a madam and hook up Steve, because Steve has a problem. 15-year-long problem. You've got to help out Steve. He's a really good guy. He's nice. He's got his own vehicle. You know, he's got a lot of things going for him. And yet the women don't want to give him any attention. It's sad. It's so sad that Steve's got to do all this on his own. Oh, she says being a madam is her dream job. And she refers to OnlyFans as a legal pimp. See, I wonder if I could get away with doing an OnlyFans, of me, where I'm naked. I wonder if that would work. You know what? Fact of the matter is I know I am so hideous that nobody would pay to look at an OnlyFans with me on it. They're like, oh my God, oh God, that's pathetic and sad. That would be what they would say. Like, oh God, no. Sex work is bad until Uncle Sam can make a nickel off of it. Oh, no, April, I hate to disagree with you, but I'm relatively certain that if I was to strip down butt naked on OnlyFans and try to broadcast a show, no, I'd have zero. I would be paying OnlyFans just to do that. She says she's ate money eating spaghetti on butter bread. Oh my God, that's great. Making money with spaghetti and butter bread on OnlyFans. That is awesome. This is where I really need Marvin here. There is a kink for everything. Yeah, my psoriasis covered legs. Yeah, no, they'd be like, ew. Yeah, I take off my pants and they look and they go, oh my God, what happened to you? It's called psoriasis. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's psoriasis. Trust me. And it's horrible. Having psoriasis is like one of the worst things that you've ever had to deal with. Watching people eat is an entire kink. She's made money off of that. Well, now nobody wants to see me eat. Nobody wants to see me drink. Nobody wants to see me do anything. They're all like, oh, God, ew, you, ew, how dare you? Oh, God. No, last time I took off my clothes, I got asked to put them back on. Relatively quickly, actually. Like, oh, my God, TJ, just put them back on before you embarrass yourself. Okay. It was that quick. TJ, how could you take your clothes off? That is horrible. Okay, I'll put them back on. My doctor was offended, too. My doctor was like, why would you do that? I just want somebody to see me naked, damn it. Put them back on. Just like, oh, God, no. Look, it's there. No, it's too small. It's pathetic and sad. I've heard that one too. Well, Steve, I don't know what Steve says. He's never been asked to take his clothes off. Ew! Oh, God, no. Foot fetish. Oh, that's disgusting. No, I'm sorry. No, ew. Who is interested in feet? Gross. Why would anyone want to? Oh, especially my feet. I don't even like taking on my shoes off before bed. My feet are just gross. No. Ew. If I can't handle my own feet, why do I want to be around other people's feet? That's disgusting. Steve says, well, no one's asking him to take his clothes off, at least in the last 15 years. Yeah, I suppose, Steve's got it rough, you guys. Poor Steve, if he was asked. Okay, I've got to bring this up for you guys to see this. April says that she had a guy fill her car up with gas once a week just because she would tell him how she would suffocate him by sitting on his face. Not like, receiving the cunnilingus, just sitting on him. And she furthers it by saying that people believe she loves it, but it pays and it pays well. So you're telling me that right now that you are working sex work literally because it pays you good money. See, now this is the kind of interview I need. I mean, this is the kind of person you need on the phone. Like, really? Really? You're jumping in on this simply because it pays well. And she says, wonderful money. Yeah, see, I don't know. I think I would be left alone. Yeah, I think I would be paying people to watch, or I'd wind up like the late great Jim the photographer. That would be my luck. Oh man, I got all these women that are checking me out. Look at this. Oh, look. No, it'd be like 8 guys that are gay in Europe that would be paying very little money to see me naked. And then I'd try to jack it for them, and I'm thinking it's all these girls. No, no. And actually, it'd probably be worse than Jimmy. It'd be like, 4 gay guys in Europe that are morbidly obese and no longer have functioning penises, and they would be the ones paying to see me naked and jacking it. That would be it. Oh, financial domination. I'm working on that. April says she's kinky and figured out there are people who are kinkier with a certain fetish involving money, and it went from there. I see, said the blind man. She's into all of that kink, guys. So there you go, Steve. You need to ask April to be a madam and get you hooked up with somebody that can handle 15 years of buildup. That's what you need. Somebody help out Steve. He's got 15 years of back building that he's got to get rid of. That is a lot. Now, I got to ask you guys, seriously. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't that be a lot of back pressure? That is a lot of back pressure. So, when he finally, after 15 years, reaches climax, I mean, would that be like as powerful as a fire hose or a car or something where, maybe a jet turbine where Steve would reach climax and then the girl would be thrust off of him and glued to a wall with the remnants of the climax? Oh, April. Ew. Gonna be chunky like a big wad of gum. Ugh. All right. That's enough to turn a stomach. Wow. Chunky like a big wad of gum. My God. So now before I get into the next story, which involves Brazil, and we all love a Brazilian, I got to tell you guys. So I picked up my son. I've got him out here with me, which, as everybody saw last night, I've actually got time with my kid for the first time in months. So we get up this morning, we go down, we have coffee down at my cousin's place. Well, I have coffee. He gets a soda, and my cousin's kids get up and they start moving. Gone. I haven't seen him but maybe 20 minutes all day. He's been fishing, mushroom hunting, He came back and told me about girls that he was chasing. I'm going, you're 9. What are you doing chasing girls? Well, Dad, they're fun. What do you know about girls being fun at 9 years old? Nothing. Uh-huh. I think my kid's an early bloomer. Never thought you would see the day that a Ford power steering pump would fit on an Oldsmobile. Okay. No, Tyler, that's it. You're getting the link. I cannot believe you just said that. I cannot believe. I don't believe you for a second that a Ford power steering pump fit on an Oldsmobile. I want an explanation on this. What the hell? A Ford power steering pump? Really? You got to be kidding me. Oh, man. Brazil urges women to delay pregnancy until the pandemic is passed over because a new variant is more dangerous to expectant mothers. Uh-oh. There you go, everybody. The Secretary of Primary Health Care of the Brazilian Health Ministry, Rafael Camara, said a more contagious new variant of the dangerous virus is even more dangerous for pregnant women. If possible, women should postpone their pregnancy to a better time so they can have a more peaceful pregnancy. So he said in a press conference on Friday. He added that the ministry is now working on studies on the issue of pregnancy and variants of the virus. Brazil has the second highest recorded amount of deaths from the pandemic, second only to the U.S., with 368,749 deaths and more than a 13.8 million person case count. That is insane. Absolutely insane. What's going on, man? How in the hell did a Ford power steering pump? How in the actual hell did a Ford power steering pump fit on an Oldsmobile? And Tyler kind of froze.
Well, we just took the pump, we adjusted the brackets and modified those, and it's working.
Is it pumping the fluid?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Woodson right now, which is bad reception.
Oh, okay. So that would explain a little bit of delay there.
So yeah. So and I'll be back in Jacksonville here shortly, and I'll hop on the show with you.
Right.
But what we did was we took the old power steering pump and
and we got a frozen face.
Somehow it's working. I don't know how.
I don't get it. I've never seen a Ford power steering pump modified to fit a GMB6.
Well, we've also got a timing belt for a Tahoe sitting on there. So it is a mutt of multiple different cars.
It's a Morphodite. That thing is a Morphodite, right?
Pretty sure it's possibly also made. I'm pretty sure it's also possibly made from ex-Soviet tank parts, but
so which engine is in this? What kind of Oldsmobile is it? Let's start there.
It's got a V6 in it.
Which engine?
That I can't tell you. I can take you out to see the car, but that's where I start having connection issues. It's out back by my parents' shed.
Ah, so
And
you got
that's where I
Franken.
It's
So
a
Steve
Franken
says
car.
you got Franken car.
It is. It's a Franken car. But since I got you guys on here, I'll show you the next car I'm looking to build here if I can.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking to buy actually. This is one we picked out. 2008 HR.
Oh, an HHR.
Yeah.
I don't know
Or as
about
my
all
brother-
that, Tyler.
Or as my brother likes to call it, the homo hot rod.
Yes, I've heard that myself.
I mean, it's not a bad car. I don't like the color too much, but
I mean, it's definitely not. It's not something I would personally drive myself. I mean, just
right.
I've heard they're good on gas,
It is. That's what I've heard too.
and
We also know this is 100% a GM, so it's not made from whatever the hell we find lying around the yard like my current car is.
your Oldsmobile Franken car.
The Franken car, yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, man, this thing blew a power steering pump. Let's take it off of a Gremlin and see if this will fit.
Hey, now, it's running. It's pumping power steering fluid. There is a loud grinding noise when it does, but it still works.
And then you're also sitting there going, oh, wait a minute. I no longer have a heater core. Where's the VW Beetle?
No. You go for the Ford Ranger. You go for the Ford Ranger heater core. That's what you go for.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I knock what you want to say about Fords. I drove a lot of Fords over the years. I was up until a couple years ago. I was a strict Ford guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was all about my Fords. I'm a Ford factory certified mechanic on top of it.
Yeah.
Love my Fords. Fords have a lot of issues in certain different areas, but I'll tell you one thing that they did not fuck up and have never fucked up. That heating system and that heater core that heats up a Ford, oh my God. Once it's warmed up, the fires of hell do not compare to that Ford heater.
You have a mini Chernobyl in your exhaust in your heating system.
Yes, very much so. So, and I love a Ford vehicle. Don't get me wrong, but I've gotten older and arthritis is starting to set in now, and there's certain issues that are there. And my GMs, they just ride so much better than a Ford.
Yep.
Now, I want straight out workhorse. I'll tell you right now, to this day, I'll tell you straight to your face. I love my Suburban, but my 454 Suburban doesn't hold a candle to a 390 powered Ford one ton. That Ford truck. Now, if you want empty ride log wagon feel, get that Ford one ton. You want an empty vehicle that you can drive down the road and is comfortable but still has the power, that Chevy will do it every day.
Yeah. Well, my Franken car at least is back on the road somewhat.
It'll at least get you to and from work. Now, you go to nights starting this week, right?
Monday, yes. Monday, the night shift.
And now, I never got to ask you, or I didn't get a chance to ask you last night. Now, what is it that you do over at Reynolds?
Well, I'm kind of like an LTO, lift truck operator, but the difference is I don't run the lift truck. I'm running like a walkie system. It's like a little cart that goes, the lift trucks bring the parts out from the warehouse.
Right.
And then with the walkie, I take it and deliver it to the line. So I deliver like track, film, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's a pain in the ass because I'm on my feet walking around for 12 hours straight almost.
And literally on the move the whole time.
Yeah, it's the only exercise I've been getting lately since this whole COVID shit started up.
Okay, so I take it then that you used to hit the gym and everything else, and
oh yeah,
and all that, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've ever since this whole COVID shit, I've gained 40 pounds, and I'm not happy about that. I'm borderline. Holy shit, I'm fat.
I mean, I gained 40 pounds, but I lost about 35 of it by taking a good dump the next morning. I mean, you know, when you can do that and you lose the weight, I mean, you're all set.
Oh, you look like you're pregnant. No, I'm just constipated. It's fine.
No, I just haven't taken a dump today. Hang on, get out of my way. I'll come walking back out of the bathroom. Good God, do we need to send in hazmat? Yeah, it might be a good idea.
Well, I mean, I blew up a toilet the other night at work, and I was gagging one guy out, and I was laughing the whole time.
Well, yeah, I would have been. You know what? You know what? It's really funny is when you could go in and blow up the bathroom at the truck stop, and you got other truckers walking out of the bathroom going, "What the fuck did you just eat? Holy shit!"
They go into the bathroom, they come out instant pink eye.
Mm-hmm. Instant pink eye and UTI. They're all set.
Yep.
You know, they're in my boat from a few years back.
They're gasping for air because they just
Oh,
walked
man.
into a gas chamber. They're like, "Oh my god!"
You know, you get the whole, "Oh my God, what the fuck? That's a pregnancy shit." No, it's not, man. It's just I've got a colon.
Who the fuck died in here? So yeah,
You go,
well, I'm gonna have to get off with you because I'm getting ready to leave here in a little bit. I will let you know when I'm back home, and I'll hop on the show and at least keep you company.
Well, I'll try to keep it going that long because I figured I was covering this whole thing in Brazil where they are saying women hold off getting pregnant.
Why?
Until after the pandemic, because evidently there's a new strand of the virus that's out that is detrimental to first and second trimester pregnancies.
Really?
That's what they're saying.
Huh.
So
right, well, I gotta get off here, but I'll hop on here in a few, and when I get home. Okay, buddy.
All right.
All right.
See you then.
Out.
All right.
Bye.
The turkey is getting cooked as we speak, Steve. Well, literally, it has been just an insane day. We have been busier than hell trying to get all this done. We really have. So we're heating the oil as we speak. The turkey will be going into the turkey fryer very soon, and we will be eating a turkey. Man, something else happened. Something else happened today. I was due for renewal of my sportsman's license. So I go into town and I go to renew it. All right. I was on my license from last year, which just expired, and I went in to go renew it. So I get into town and I'm trying to renew it and get my stamps and get everything ready to go. And the girl behind the counter goes, "Oh, well, okay." Now immediately I'm up in arms. Like, "Oh, what do you mean? Oh, there shouldn't be an O to this. There should be handing me a license so I can go hunt and fish. You need to call this 800 number. And they're saying that you may not be eligible for X, Y, and Z." Okay. So I get back home, grab my phone, call the 800 number. "Thank you for calling the Department of Child and Family Services." Oh, great. Here we go. Because I do owe some back child support. Here we freaking go. So I call them up, get to the point where I needed to be at. "Our offices are closed. Please call back Monday through Friday at such and such and such and such a time." These people. Now, here, it's not so much that I owe the back child support. I admit that, and I make no bones about it, and I'm paying on it. But my privileges to hunt and fish have been yanked. And I got to find out why and what's going on and get that fixed. There's a guy I know. There is a guy I know. $45,000 in back child support. 45,000. He can get a hunting and fishing license. He can get it. I can't. Mine's at 1,800. Okay, smart ass. So I come back again and I say, how come he owes $45,000 here in Illinois and he can get a hunting and fishing license? I'm paying on mine. I can't have one. That's my point. Here's somebody who has lost his driving privileges. Hunting and fishing is my right. I fought for that right. It is my right. He's lost his driving privileges. He's lost his hunting and fishing, or he's still got hunting and fishing. He can't drive, but he can get a hunting and fishing license at $45,000 in back pay. And I know this guy personally. He went and got it last week. Hunting and fishing license. I work my backside into the ground. I can't hunt or fish. And that's my relaxation. That's what I do to unwind. And they took that away. But I'm making an effort and paying on it. I don't know what kind of a crock of bull this is, but it's exactly that. Bull. And they don't, here's another thing. You guys, I hate getting on the child support subject. I really do, because it amps me up every time I end up talking about it. It amps me up 7 ways to Sunday every time I talk about it. Somebody like me who has not dodged the system, I have done everything I can to stay up to date and running with this every single time. And my rights, not privilege, right to hunt or fish anytime, everything, it gets yanked. And I'm doing what I need to do. I went in, all right, everybody, this is how messed up our child support system is. This is how messed up it really is. I went to child support enforcement. The day my divorce was finalized. Went in and took them the divorce decree and said, I need you to start doing your job and getting this going now. They sat on it for 6 months. And Jen, that's where you're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. Hunting and fishing is a right. Because if I'm down without any food, that's my only way to survive. And I have the right to survival. That is my right. As an American citizen, as a citizen of the state of Illinois, and as a citizen that pays taxes, and as a citizen who does my job. That is my right, not a privilege. They have taken, what they are doing is they are telling me that if we run into a grocery shortage, we run into something where I cannot get food, they have taken away my right to survival. You know, what if let me give you guys a little bit of an idea. What if this whole thing politically blows up completely, which has a potential of doing so? It blows up. The worst happens. We're in a civil war. We're in a civil war at that point. You've got people fighting each other. There's family members fighting each other because they're opposed. They're killing each other over it. Trucking shuts down. Power plants shut down. We've got nothing. Oh, but I got to get a license to go hunt and fish. Okay. Wait, there's no groceries coming into the store. There's no dairy coming into the store. There's no nothing coming into the store. Guess what? But you got to abide by the state law. Uh-oh. Hunting and fishing is your only way to survive, and growing your own vegetables. But you can't get the seed. You can't get meat. You can't get fish. You can't get anything unless you know how to do these things. It is my right to survive. And as usual, this law was passed back in 2004 when it didn't make sense then, and it does not make sense now. And they go, oh, okay, no rights. Bullshit. And it's not, all right, and let me get this a little bit more clear for everybody to see where my rant is really coming from. And I'm not going to argue with somebody who does not see the whole picture. They just see their own opinion, and that's it. The whole picture really boils down to this. It's very simple. You could take gun rights away. You take hunting rights away. Take fishing rights away. Take ownership rights away. You can take all these rights away. You know who you're really hurting? The people who obey the law. The people who obey the law are the ones that get hurt. They took away the right to own a Mac 10 back in the 90s. Does anybody know what a Mac 10 is? A Mac 10 is a fully automatic pistol. And that fully automatic pistol has a 30-round magazine, and it has got twin carbies and all the trimmings. This thing is nasty. Took the right away to own it. Tell you something. I've heard of 3 different shootings involving the Mac 10 in Peoria in the last 2 years. The thing is not even supposed to be on the streets. But it's been down there. It was banned in the 90s. Not even supposed to exist anymore. When these laws are put into place, and the child support system is designed. It is designed by the way those laws were wrote to screw the non-custodial parent if that non-custodial parent is a male. That is what those laws are wrote for. That's how they are designed. If you are a working single father that is the non-custodial parent, you literally have nothing. They have a right to strip your income. They have a right to strip whatever they want to take away from you. Oh, well, you're not making it happen fast enough. They can take your driver's license. I live off of my driver's license. They can take it anytime. Gone. And when it's gone, I'm unemployed. The child support system and the way it was designed in the state of Illinois is a disaster. It never should have been wrote the way it is. But no, that's what they did. And to just take, something I do with my son is fishing. And to take that away, that wrong above wrong. Wrong above wrong above wrong. That whole thing. The state of Illinois can walk in and they can they can do whatever they want to do with it. Yes, Jason, I'm still on. I got to send him the message, everybody. Hang on. They can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want, however they want. And on top of that, the way they calculate it is 30 some odd percent. I think the actual calculation is about 28% of your gross income. So they take taxes, and then you get hit for more on your gross. Doesn't matter. Wait a minute. All right, so let's look at that. Let's use round numbers. We'll go $1,000. Let's say 25% of that is your federal and state taxes and your FICO. Now you're down to $750. Then the state of Illinois comes in because you got one child, 25%. Lop the head right off of that. Now you're down to $500. And they go, oh, no, this ain't yours. Well, okay, let's look at that for a second. Now, the other parent gets that money tax-free. So the other parent gets $250 a week. And the next thing you know, they're living on you still. What's going on, Jay?
Oh, another day, another dollar. Huge day for wrestling for a cure, let me tell you.
Please give me some good news, because I'm on my child support rant.
Child support rant. Well, that's a rant that I definitely want to get on. Actually, there's a couple rants I want to get on.
Oh, dude, I got denied the renewal for my hunting and fishing license today because of child support.
Your child support's paid.
I'd still have back.
But you're paying.
Exactly. They told me no.
Shit happens, man. You know, it's not like you did it on purpose. I know the situation. You know,
yeah, well, I explained it to the listeners.
You were between, you know, and you were still giving. I know a couple nights where you went hungry and gave what you could.
Yeah.
So, you know, things happen, man, in life. You've never denied. You've never tried to be a deadbeat dad. You've never tried to skip out. You know, There's none of that. And now
I was going to take my kid fishing tomorrow, and I can't do it.
I know there's back payments, but if you're making payments, you're catching up. You're doing your full plus a little extra. And the state, I understand what it's for when they do things like that, and that's for individuals that are the deadbeat dads.
Okay.
If someone's a deadbeat dad, hey man, you're a piece of shit, right? We can all agree on that. And you know, it's to punish those. You know, you can't get your license, you can't get a hunting license, you can't get a boy. You know, I get that. But in a situation where if something comes up, hard times between jobs, got fired, and you build up COVID, you build up a back debt. But you start paying and you start making that payments and you start getting a little bit of extra. I just don't think it's fair to where you're being punished because you haven't caught up yet. You know, it's, again, I'm not saying that, hey, people should be given a break or it shouldn't, because it's designed for a good thing when it does something like that, but that's for the ones that are legit deadbeats.
Okay, so let me clarify this a little bit. Now, I went in to go renew mine today because it's expired. It's time to renew it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got out and I got to do some turkey hunting before it expired. Thank God. But it's expired and I'm not able to go. Right.
Right.
I know a guy a week ago. I know him personally. $45,000 in back child support. Does not have a driver's license, but got his hunting and fishing license.
Yeah. See, dude, there's some that they're too stern on that are slightly, but then there are some that are just flat out deadbeats.
Yeah.
And they get away with it.
My cousin's ex, he has been raising his kids on his own, literally by himself for years. Pays everything, does not take away from that. You've met him, good father. I think probably one of the best dads I've ever seen, because that guy has sacrificed so much for his kids. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The two things he won't give up, rock and roll and a source, which is great. You never give up a source for information, and you never give up rock and roll. But literally, his ex has not had to pay dime one once on child support. And there is no court order to do so. There's Tyler. Did you make it back home okay in Frankenmobile?
Well, so far, it backfired, which I didn't even know this thing could backfire.
Okay.
But so far, yeah, it's running pretty good.
Yeah, so like I was saying, well, there you go. He's driving an Oldsmobile with a Ford power steering pump, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet it's got a Chrysler rear diff in it now.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Oldsmobile Franken car.
Gotta love redneck engineering.
What'd you say? It has a Tahoe serpentine belt? No, timing belt.
Yeah. Timing belt.
Oh, my God. That thing's put together with bubble gum and baling wire.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the exhaust system of a 1944 Sherman super tank.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. This whole child support system and the way it was revamped under Blagojevich, and it has not been changed since. That hurts so many fathers in so many different ways, and it's dated. It was done specifically to hurt single, non-custodial fathers. I'll tell you what, people like me feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the rates. No, there's not a cap on it. No, it's, 25%, 26, 27% of your gross income. Right off the top.
Just goes to show you, if you're going to get a divorce, make sure you move out of state first. Because in Illinois, if you're a man and they file for divorce, you're bankrupt. You lose everything.
Oh, why do you think I'm living where I'm living now instead of my old house?
Yeah.
Jay never saw my old house, but he heard me talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
My house in Peoria. I was sitting on 2 acres. I had a 3-bed, 1-bath with a single-car garage. Everything worked in the place. It was a nice home. My master bedroom was the size of my current bedroom, my son's bedroom, and my office now.
God damn.
It was huge. My son's bedroom was the size of my office and his bedroom now. My office was about the size of my current master bedroom. I mean, the living room, I could fit the living room in 5 rooms in my house, my current house. And then my kitchen was just as big in the dining room. That place was almost a 2,000 square foot home. The one I'm in now is 900.
Let me guess. She got it in the divorce, right?
No, the child support killed me to the point I couldn't afford to keep it.
Oh.
I love my kid. I'll do anything for him. But my God, I got to be able to live too. And one of the things that gives me my sanity is being able to go fishing. And to tell me I can't fish or hunt. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm going fishing tomorrow down at Meridosha.
I was going to take my kid to Spring Lake tomorrow and go fishing up there. I can't do it.
Why can't you?
Because I couldn't renew my fishing and I couldn't renew my sportsman's license. Because DCFS put a hold on it. Because I owe $1,900 in back child support. But yet a guy I know who's got $45,000 in back child support got his sportsman license last week. Somebody please explain.
That ain't right at all.
God, it pisses me off. All right, so Wrestling for a Cure news. Jay, please, like I said, I need good news.
Well, today we had a celebrity bartender.
Right.
And that was at George Ranks, the world famous George Ranks, the round bar.
Yep.
And Adrian Angel, his wife Meredith, and their buddy JR
right.
are always helping us out and getting something going on and this and that. And, JR was he was there. We got to see him for this one. He's behind the scenes. A lot of people don't get to see him too much. Adrian's been the voice and been out front. But what they've been doing is with their gaming machines that they have at their bar.
Right.
You know how where you're playing, sometimes you'll have like 15 or 13 cents or 20 or 40, and it's not enough to play the next one, and they'll either just cash it out or leave it on the machine and leave. Well, they'll ask them if they want, they can put it into a donation bucket that they got there. Well, they totaled it all up, and in the last couple months, it turned out to be $281, and they used that as a donation that they gave us before the day even started.
Nice.
So there was $281 for us just getting there. Well, on top of it, they also have where we have partnered up with the Hooters in Springfield, Illinois.
Right.
So we had 3 of the Hooters girls there, and they'll run you your food. They'll take drink orders, any of the money that's raised and tips and donations that comes in. They also did a couple videos with us to help promote what we're doing. So you add that in, you add in the merchandise that we sold, and PWA had their show tonight where they returned to action. So all in all, Wrestling for a Cure today alone ended up raising $500.
Not bad.
That's pretty good number.
Not bad for a day. So we have online donations so far this season is right at just over $1,800. We have another $600 in the account that we had, which was at nothing about a couple weeks ago. Then you add in the money and cash that I have on hand that came in. I would say roughly from $500 2 months ago for the season, we're sitting just over $3,000 now.
Perfect.
Not bad.
Now,
That's a pretty good number.
Where is that? How far away is that from the magic 50,000?
We're not worried about that too much until we just want to keep going. I don't want people to go, hey, they hit their mark and let's stop, because every little penny helps.
Right.
So want to keep them going, and we'll announce it at the end of the season.
Okay.
But that's not all. Hooters is also doing George Ranks is the third Saturday of every month from now till after the show.
Right.
So the Hooters girls will be back. They're talking about doing a car wash. They're talking about doing mud wrestling. Yes.
Right.
Mud wrestling with the Hooters girls.
Yes.
Then you're also talking about having Adrian's Corner at Hooters in Springfield. Tuesday the 27th will be the first presentation there, and I do believe that is another $200 that's coming. And on top, they are sponsoring Adrian Angel to be in the Dusty Cameron Memorial Battle Royal.
Hey!
And sponsoring him for $500.
Nice.
So the news we received today and what's going on so far this month, April is turning into a damn good month, and we're finally getting rolling again.
Can we by chance get a Hooters girl to donate a date to Steve?
Yes.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It was a thought.
Though, if he shows up at an event with the Hooters girls for a donation, he can take a picture with the girls.
Hey, there you go. That's a good start.
Well, do you have a Hooters chick that works back at the grill area? You know, one that's the shy one, like, oh, nobody likes me because I don't go out on the floor and dress and all that stuff. That'd be perfect for old Steve.
Those would be dudes that work in the back.
Never mind.
Let's be honest on that one.
Well, I mean, on the flip side of the coin, Steve did say he would be willing to go out on a date with dog food lady today, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
That's
there was a certain individual that was in the audience for the PWA show.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Here, let me see. Let me see. I bet I have a picture of that individual, don't I?
I bet you do.
I'm thinking I do. Here, give me a second, and I think I'm going to see if I've got that picture handy here.
I believe a comment was made where someone said yes to, "I'll eat that ass."
Oh, really?
Now, Steve, don't get too excited now.
Really? So, there was an individual there, and that individual, let me see. I bet that individual looks something like this. I'm thinking
today, Junior.
That individual looks something like that.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Tyler's, if you are operating machinery at this time, do not look at the picture on the screen.
Does anybody want the visual definition of a hot Carl? There it is. 10 ways till Tuesday, 100% hot Carl.
Right there. And I believe Steve said he'd be happy to eat that ass. Steve. Oh my God. I can't even say it.
No, Steve. Tits are on a woman that you are like, yes, please. That is straight up herpes sores on his chest. No fucking way. Those are like big pimples. You squeeze them, and that's not what you want to squeeze.
Oh my God. I bet you Steve would go on a date with Herpopotamus, though. Oh God.
Gonna need to triple wrap that thing, get some saran wrap and wrap that up. Maybe.
Oh. Yeah, maybe some there's a lot, I haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, you gotta there would have to be a lot of wrapping going on there. Whew. The old Herpopotamus.
We're $185 away from being at $2,000 online.
Nice.
Hey, there you go.
Steve said if it's a woman and breathing, he's game. Well,
how much on the breathing part are you really big on?
Shit.
Do you have somebody you're going to try to hook him up with that's like an ICU with COVID or something?
Well, for $185 donate, no, I ain't going there. I ain't gonna leave that before someone really gets offended. Be like, hey, you're necrophilia for the no.
No, not necrophilia for a cure. That's just wrong.
Corpses for charity, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Oh my God.
Nowadays, too many people get offended over the smallest bullshit.
He says
breathing at least shallow.
So how much was I cussed today at the PWA show?
He didn't talk to me very much. The only time he talked to me was when him and his girlfriend went to the grill to get food and then walked right back by that. But that was about it.
Well, I'll be damned.
Wait, who is this?
The one in the photo you saw.
Do I need to show the picture again?
No, we don't need to show the picture again. I'm driving a car that's probably about to blow up. I don't need the last image I see before this car blows up is a fat ass herpes and drag.
So,
did he have his chicken with him?
Oh,
no.
Probably.
He got his cheeseburger.
Oh my.
Oh, so now he's got a cow fetish. Great.
Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, old Rage showing up at the PWA show.
What?
You open it.
Hi, Cat.
So there was a comment that was made by a certain individual that Klug came over and showed me. And he's going to have to show you because, dude, that comment was absolutely amazing.
There you go. Pop goes to work. So, was it a positive comment or a negative comment?
Snoop Dogg's got his own wine?
Well, it's part of the 19 Crimes family.
Okay. Do what?
Was a positive or a negative comment?
It's a negative comment to a certain individual, but it is absolutely amazingly funny.
Negative to me?
No.
To anyone on the network?
No one on the network. It was a comment made by somebody from the network. Boogie will have to tell you, I'm not ruining the joke. It's for a later date.
Man.
It's funny as hell, though. It'll set for a perfect story.
Oh, my God. But it was made by somebody on the network.
Made by somebody you know, about somebody you know, that we all love to ridicule.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes you get it, but sometimes you're slow.
You know what? I'm going to put this in private chat real quick. I think I know who the comment was. I think I know who the comment was made about. I think I know.
Doesn't take a genius to figure it out here, but
no, I'm thinking it's either this one or this one. It's one of those two. I think it's one of them two.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No habla.
No habla. You're gonna wait until you're gonna make me sit here and lay and wait until Kluge tells me.
I told you it's perfect for a different situation for another time.
Oh man. All right, so how did the PWA show go?
It was great to be back at a show. It was great to have fans again. Just, I can't wait until it's back to 100%. I'm going to have some fun with it.
What was the capacity? I heard this was an outdoor show.
It was an outdoor show, and it's, I don't know, it's, if I had to do a rough estimate, I'd say the crowd was, probably 120, 130?
Well, that ain't bad for a PWA show just coming back out of the gate.
No, I'm going total. Staff, fans.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Didn't rain on you guys or anything during all that, did it?
No, it didn't rain. I thought it was pretty nice weather-wise, and when the sun went down, though, it did get a little chilly.
Yeah, we got to chill on the air now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a little chilly. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to talk to Kluge later. I've got to talk to Kluge later.
It's eating you up.
Yeah, you do.
Curiosity is now killing me. And it was made by somebody on the network. That narrows it down to 2.
You're just really hung up on this when
I want to know.
You got to save it for another time.
You cast this thing out here like fishing bait. Now I grab the hook, and you're just going to leave me sit in the water.
Damn right I will. It's funny as hell.
Well, that's why I want to know.
I am making it just more extreme and better. And it's amazing.
I bet the listeners want to know, too. Because now you threw this out here. You threw that out there, and I would be willing to bet that the listeners would love to hear it.
I'm looking at the comments, and I don't see shit.
Well, you know.
Well, is Kluge in the chat by chance?
Not yet.
No.
See, there's Steve. He's like, hell yeah, he wants to hear it.
Like I said, this is a perfect thing that Kluge's got to be involved in. It's his story. I can't tell his story.
Oh, man. How many others want to hear it? Do you want to hear it?
I think you do.
Sounds like George K wants to hear it.
That was agreeing. Hey, this is a Kluge story. And he said, I think you do. So he's agreeing with me.
Oh, wow.
It's a Kluge story. I can't take it. It's not my right.
Watch, Kluge's going to wait for like weeks and avoid TJ.
Oh, yeah, he will.
Going to pastor him.
Well, he'll end up telling me. He'll end up telling me.
No. But I do know that you'll want to pay attention to Tim Gibbons' podcast here soon. He's got a very interesting subject that's coming up, and I definitely want to, hear it, get my parts on it, and everything like that. It's talking about sports, and it's talking about men competing in women's sports.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure we've all got opinions on this, so we might as well do the round robin with it now.
Message Jason Kluge.
Yeah, right? Everybody's like, get Kluge on now. You know what? Kluge, I'm sure Kluge's saying something after today. What was that he said? Oh, something like this.
My ass is really sore.
Excuse me.
Then you ask him, how did it go after, or how do you feel now after the show?
I feel like a nut right now.
See, yeah, I mean, we got listeners in New Mexico that are even saying, I want to hear this. Larry down in New Mexico wants to hear it. Oh, we got to wait for Kluge. See, there you go. Kluge's screwing up the show again.
Makes sense.
He screwed it up.
What is going on?
Tyler's just getting back home. I don't know what's going on with him right now, but
No, I mean, my screen, like I see on live, I can see everything still working, but
right,
my camera is froze up.
Oh, it happens once in a while.
Like everything's still working, yet that's froze.
Right. Yeah, it happens once in a while. You're going across clear.
Yeah, I know. It's because I'm watching it on the Facebook live feed, and I see everything's normal. It's just the feed over here is just kind of being its little self. And I noticed that it's happening a little bit more and more lately.
Yeah, I think it's the jam up on the internet lately. But all right, so what's your take on it? I want to hear this. Men competing in women's sports.
You know, if you're transgender and that's how you have your freedom. Do what you want to do. If you're a dude that identifies as a woman, that's your business. If you're a woman that identifies as a dude, that's your business. The problem that I have is being born a man and then competing in women's sports. Your body has that testosterone and it's boosted you up. For example, the one that was a wrestler in school and was like right in the middle of the pack and then decided to transition and, says, hey, I'm transgender. I am a woman, and got to compete in women's sports and has dominated and been what is it? I can't remember the state, but has been the state champion, has absolutely dominated.
Right.
And I have a problem with that because, what about the woman that became in third place? You've now knocked off the podium. There are women records that they're talking about. Oh, it's been broke. It was, held for 80 years and things like this. And it's just such an, advantage.
Right.
You can't take HGH, you can't take drugs because that gives you an illegal advantage. Well, if you were born a man, but you consider yourself transgender and you're competing in women's sport, isn't that kind of the same thing? You have an unfair advantage because of the testosterone in your body?
Okay, I can see your point there. Tyler, what's your take on it?
Well, hang on a sec. I got to get up here. I just got home.
I think we just lost. Oh.
Might have lost Tyler.
Just about did.
Well, hang on a sec. I'm getting closer to my house. I got to get a stable connection. So.
Right. Jazz, go ahead.
Here's the thing about this. I don't have a problem with it, honestly. Shit, you lock the door, Susan.
Way to go, Susan.
That's not an unfair advantage. That's an unfair disadvantage. Why did she lock the door?
Because she's scared somebody's going to steal something, even though everything we have in there.
Those holes are fluttering.
Yep. Just like that. Now she's glaring at me.
Well, at least this way you're not going to wind up in Facebook jail.
No, I'm just going to wind up in girlfriend jail.
Yeah, you've been there before. You're a ghetto vet.
Yeah, we put you there about once a week.
Yeah, more or less. See, she's giving me the death glare.
Give it to him. He deserves it.
No, I don't deserve it. Ow! Damn. That hurt.
All right, what's your take?
Do you have anything that's about 8 inches long? Because that's what I like.
You're fine. I got to tell them my take on this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your take on this.
All right, well, here's my take. I don't really have a problem with transgenders at all. You know, if you think that's your way of life, that's totally fine. My concern is in certain sports like UFC, for example. I don't know if anybody's paid attention, but I forget her name. She's a transgender athlete. She's male to female. I don't know what the actual term for it is called. Right. But in the past 2 matches she was in, she went up against biologically born females and broke their skulls. One,
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, Jay?
I know what you're talking about.
I haven't heard anything about this at all.
Yeah,
I think one of them. Go ahead.
He was born a man, and in his MMA career, he was right around 500 or just over 500, and then said that, you know, hey, I identify as a woman, and is making that transition, which, hey, that's your business. But then he's gotten fights against females, and he has absolutely brutalized them in matches.
Exactly. One of them, I think, actually had her career ended because
multiple facial fractures in the nose and eye socket area.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Now,
and I have a problem with that.
I have a problem with that too. In that term, I have a problem with that. If you're transgender, if you're transitioning from male to female or female to male, and you want to partake in sports, that's totally fine. I'm all for it. Go right ahead. I think the best option is to create their own league. You know, you have men's leagues and women's leagues. Why don't you create like a transgender female league or transgender male league? So that way they're going against people, their own, you know, biological standards.
I just read one where it was a couple of them that in cross country, men's cross country, and these two weren't doing very well at all. And then all of a sudden they're in women's cross country, and now all of a sudden they're leading the state, they're leading the nation, they're getting scholarship offers. What about the ones that have busted their ass their entire life, and now all of a sudden they're going to get cut short on offers they may get because they're not in the upper standings because they got knocked down a couple?
Right.
It's, again, if you want to transition, that's your life, it's your body, do whatever the hell you want. That's your freedom. I just think you have that unfair advantage when it comes to sports. You know, if I was taking a shit ton of steroids, everyone would look at me and be like, oh, well, damn, you're a cheater. Get the hell out.
Yep.
Right.
This is kind of a natural drug that you're taking that you have because you're a male, but yet you're competing in a female sport, and now all of a sudden you have this advantage, and it's, oh, well, it's in the name of, you know, transgender. And it's just, there's a fine line there. Again, if you want to do sex change, you want to all for it. It's your freedom.
Yeah.
But when it comes to sports, man, you have an unfair advantage, and I think people are overlooking it.
Okay. So how much research have you guys actually done on the issue at hand to begin with? We're talking about, you know, LGBTQ and transgender people in general. How much research have you really done?
I've looked at it here and there. What are you getting at with that?
Okay. There is a scientifically proven fact. All right. And it revolves around hormone replacement. And this is where I'm saying, Jay, I kind of see where you're coming from at one point. Tyler, I don't think that making another division of a sport is the right way to go, because I think it's good. It's going to turn into a clusterfuck down the road, and it's going to drive all.
Yeah.
Okay. But Jay, I see your point to a point. Under hormone replacement therapy, and that's exactly what it is. It's hormone replacement. What happens is over time, as the individual who is transitioning to whatever gender they are transitioning to takes the hormones and replaces that in their body, certain things biologically start to occur. So the loss of the testosterone also causes over time loss of muscle mass and those unfair advantages that you were talking about.
They go away. I
Right.
get that.
Exactly.
But I think until that happens, you shouldn't compete.
And that's where I was going to go with it. Is all right. You want to transition. Now there is an individual who a friend of mine coached in softball that is transitioning the opposite direction when we're talking male to female or female to male. This one's going female to male and is now competing in baseball and is busting now his ass to stand up and compete in baseball as competitive as he was before transition in softball. Now that, if you look at it from that standpoint, here is someone who has no advantage whatsoever. Baseball, football, basketball, all men's sports, no advantage at all during that transition. Now I could see you want to compete in men's sports and you're going through transition. That one I could say, yeah, go ahead. Because what that's going to do is that person who's conditioning in that aspect, that's just going to make that individual a better athlete and somebody to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to have to work harder for it and they're going to respect it more. Someone going male to female and going, I want to compete in women's softball, wait a couple of years and let the effects of what you are doing take effect. And then if you want to compete, go ahead.
I agree with that. It's letting it to where you're done. You know, once the process is done, your body is going to that to where you're not producing that natural testosterone that's got you elevated and boosted.
Right.
Then I'm completely fine with it just because it comes back to that level playing field. It's the ones that are literally doing it, but yet are not getting the change, that are not, they're just, well, I'm a female. And you're not going through the change, you're not getting the meds, you're not, cutting out the, your testes.
Right.
And you're literally, because that one that's a wrestler has actually admitted that they're not doing the sex change. They just view themselves as a woman. That one there is just, it's really leading me to believe that you're doing it just so that way you can be at the top of the game.
Well, the problem is there's a lot of gray area in this matter that's really yet to be aired out. Like, you mean,
right.
I see where TJ's coming from and I see where Jay's coming from. But since they started doing this, I mean, this is kind of technically a new thing. There's going to be kinks in it wherever they go. Again, I'm not against anybody who transitions. Hey, if you want to do that, go right ahead. But it's just the problem is that there's not really been a lot of planning in how to handle. Like, I understand where TJ's coming from, setting up standards, let them fully transition, take the medication, do whatever is necessary to get to from having component A to component B, for example.
Yeah, because that will level out.
Exactly.
Right.
And eventually your body will adjust.
And what you're talking about there is you're talking the strictly male to female transition and allowing that to occur. Like I said, now you go the opposite direction. You're looking female to male. This is someone who's coming in with no advantages whatsoever on a baseball field. Compete. Go for it.
Right.
The only thing that someone who is transitioning female to male that may have a competitive edge over at that point is maybe size of being able to slide under a catcher at home plate.
Their height, if they're UFC, for example, or if they're a wrestler. Because I think if you transition, you're still going to be relatively the same height and everything, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one advantage.
Well,
but
if you're going from female to male, there are certain things that you can take that'll increase your muscle mass, that'll give you that extra boost of testosterone. But now my question is do they actually take a hit back? Because going from female to male, if they were to take that extra testosterone to get them up to that extra level, Now with the drug testing that comes in, kind of screw them where they're just trying to get even because they're taking an artificial.
All they have to do at that point is produce the prescription, and they're fine.
Yeah, but then how many of MLB players have been suspended, and their whole thing is, well, I had an injury, so I took this HGH to help me heal quicker, and I thought it was out of my system when I came back.
That's a good point.
Still there, so you actually get booted out.
Right.
Would this ultimately affect this individual who is transitioning from female to male? You know, I think they jumped into it, like Tyler was saying, they jumped into it way too quick without defining those standards. And that gray area is just like this big ball, and instead of detailing it.
Mm-hmm.
1 second, guys.
Something happened, Dad.
Oh, well, I'm still on the show, bud, so I will check it when I'm done, okay? You got your tablet, right? Yeah. Just use it.
I fell down.
Nice.
On fire.
Under there. I'm
the
bleeding.
The TV just blanked blue. Nothing important. The TV blanked blue. I think he was over there messing with stuff, and now I got to go over and fix it.
I'm just thinking of that commercial. Mom, I fell down. All right. I'm bleeding. There's Band-Aids under there. It's a lot. We'll use 2.
We're running out of Band-Aids. Here's a super glue. Use it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Here, get yourself some stitches. Here's some super glue.
Yep.
But no, you know, and I agree that, yeah, probably jumped in a little too quick on it, and rather than doing the research. But this was something that is.
This is 9:55. And this is 9:37.
I'm right in the middle of a point. Thank you. Again, it's something that it's all right. And let me rewind a little bit. Like, transgender has been around for years, generations. Okay. As far as making it a hot button issue, that has only been relatively recent in the United States, and it's only become relatively recent because of the discrimination and the violent abuses that certain transgender people have received for coming out and saying, I'm transgender. You all right? And because of that, that's why all of this was slammed into place relatively quickly. We need to protect the safety of our citizens. And that's literally what it was. Now it's done. All right. Now it's time to dial back and go, all right, what's getting affected where? What has got the positive effect and what does not? Now, my opinion personally, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you're doing inside of your home. I make my judgments of an individual based on who the individual is, period. If you are somebody I get along with and I like, I will talk to you. I will communicate with you. I will help where I can. I try to be a decent friend. I'm also an asshole. Get used to it. Now, on the flip side of the coin, if I don't like you, I'm not going to talk to you. Period. You're going to come up to my house, go, hey, can I have a beer? No. Jay's seen it. Or, oh, can I come up? Hey, can you help me with my well? Yeah, I can help you with your well. Go get a fucking job. I've done that.
Well, see, the part of the problem is no matter what happens in life, there are always going to be individuals that take advantage of something.
Exactly.
And anything and everything. And again, this goes back to that wrestler that I am talking about. And man, I think it's in the Dakotas. It's North or South Dakota. Mm-hmm. And literally, the more you listen to this individual give an interview and that they talk, it leads me more and more to believe that they're. And honestly, if listening to the individual, if I was somebody of transgender or coming out or anything like that, I honestly would be pissed at this person because I truly do believe they're taking advantage of it.
And they're also giving you a bad name by
they've,
claiming it.
They've wrestled their entire life. They've been like mid-pack. And then all of a sudden it's, I feel like I'm a woman and got to compete in women's sports. And is open, well, I'm not going to do the sex change. I'm not going to take the and it's openly done that. And every time they go, well, if you're transgender and you're feeling this way, you need to transition. But yet, no, I'm not. This is who I am. So you're kind of going against your word. But now all of a sudden you're at the top of the women's sport. You do have that extra because you are not taking the meds. You are not going to do the change. And in that case, you are literally beating up women.
Yeah.
To me, the more and more I listen and read the articles on that one, I think they're taking advantage of it and they're getting away with it because
I identify as such.
It's very slippery. And, you know, you almost want to yell and be like, dude, you're definitely screwing this over. And I don't understand how they're not getting a backlash from the community.
Well, and I mean, it's the same slippery slope because, you know, the whole bathroom issue, that was a hot button issue a few years back. Jay, you and I covered it. You remember this. And it was a big hot button issue. Oh, we're going to open bathrooms up to whoever wants to go in and use whatever bathroom. Jay, you've got daughters. You know? And we had this conversation and it was, dude, until everything's put in the right place for the after the transition, you were assigned this gender at birth. That is the bathroom you use. And they're saying, no, if you don't feel that way, then you don't have to. And you're in that same slippery slope with this because you're going to have people that are arguing saying, well, this individual being transgender and being presenting as their preferred gender and they're out, if they go into the bathroom, and we'll use guys as an example because obviously we got three of us here. We're going to know a little bit better. Some guy walks into the bathroom while I'm taking a leak wearing a skirt. I'm probably going to make a comment.
Unless they're Irish. That's a kilt.
Well, now that's a little different.
I've done that before.
You'll be able to know the difference between a kilt and a skirt.
I didn't.
Right. Or a dress.
You didn't?
I didn't. I just saw him walk in. I thought it was a skirt or a dress or something. And then I double take, and then I realized he's got a goatee on like a fucking Viking or something. And I'm just staring at it, and he finally noticed me. He's like, what's your problem? I'm just wondering what you're wearing was all. It's a fucking kilt, asshole. Okay, sorry, damn, didn't know. He also sized up too. He was like, it's a kilt.
I've got a kilt. Somewhere around here, I've got a kilt. You know what I wear under the kilt?
Nothing.
Your mother's lipstick.
Smart ass.
A true Scottish will wear nothing underneath his kilt.
Wear your mother's lipstick.
These kilts are aerodynamic. The front's for your mother, the back's for your dad.
It's naturally air conditioned. What are you talking about?
Hey, anything's better than Marvin wearing the loincloth with his tennis shoe. God. What are you doing, Marvin? I'm doing my exercises. I've got Chuck Taylor helping.
No, he's airing out.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But no, like I said, going back to it, whatever somebody does in their own house, it's their own business. Period. Right. However you're going to present out in public, that's your own business. But if you saw someone as a father and your daughter's in the bathroom and they're out presenting in female fashion, but obviously early in transition, and they go following your daughter into the bathroom,
you can wait till she's done. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's just being protective.
As long as you got component A down there, I don't want you anywhere near that bathroom. When you got component B, then you can go, but not when you got the boys and the eggs and a hanky.
Right. And my cousin said the same thing. Only my cousin was a little bit, and again, Jay knows my cousin. He was a little bit more outspoken about it. You follow one of my daughters in the bathroom and you're not walking out of it. And he ain't kidding. He will walk in there and you will walk in and find transgender person with their head in the toilet when it's all said and done.
Well, and here's the deal. Go ahead. Sorry.
And that's, you're right. Again, going back to my point is you're right along the same slippery slope. Now you got all these people that are saying, I identify as B, and they're competing and they're doing what they want to do and they're being very competitive. But like Jay said, there is a biological advantage that should not be a component in this.
Now, see, they test for everything else. So this is where it becomes easy. I think it would be easy. You can be like, hey, look, you're making that transition. Good for you. That's how you feel. Great. But here's the deal. We're going to test you. And once your levels are down to those levels, then you're good to go. Then there's no argument, because then there's none. No one can come to you and be like, oh, well, you have this, advantage. Well, no, because they've taken the meds, they've gotten the change, and it's good to go. But until you get to that point, it is an unnatural advantage that you have. Or technically,
it also works for an advantage too, because while you're waiting for your levels to meet the standards of your field, you can practice, you can train and all that stuff, and you can, build yourself up. So when you go into that field, like let's say you're going into wrestling, for example, like what Jay's talking about, all the moves, you should be good to go. All they got to do is just go with the flow and hope you get a victory on that one.
And that is what it is. I go right back to it and I say again, what somebody does in their own home behind their closed doors, it's their business. And what somebody's wearing underneath their jeans is their business. It's not mine. I don't give a shit.
Right. It
Except
puts
for
the lotion on the skin, or it gets the hose again.
It puts the lotion on.
There's only one time that becomes something I need to be concerned with, and that's if they're sharing my bed. That's it. That's it. That is the only time I need to be concerned with it. Above and beyond that, I don't care.
Well, you figure most of them would be like, hey, just so you know, before we go any further, I've got this down there or that, Some of them apparently are still afraid to even do that.
That's one of them that really shocks me. I don't understand why he was mad. We were making out and everything was great, and then we were starting to go all the way. He found that, and then he beat the shit out of me. Well, you might want to bring that one up. I'm just saying.
Right.
If you bring it up and they're still good to go, hey, guess what? You're good to go. But that's a major bombshell that you're talking.
It's kind of like, it's either game on or it's not.
Yeah, TJ, you might want to put down the application process with Dora and make sure she asks, like, what's down there?
What kind of equipment are you running?
Right.
Looking
for an innie, not an outie. I am looking for an innie, not an outie.
Are you a tripod?
No, the big thing now is triceratops. That's what they call it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it looks like a fucking triceratops when you see it.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. What do you do? No, seriously. Again, there's one place that makes any difference to me. My bedroom and my bed. Above and beyond that, I could give a crap less. Competing in sports should be a competitive field, but it should be competitive equally across the board.
Now, how will it transition with the Olympics? Because not every country, I don't think, is recognizing this, correct? Or am I wrong on that?
That is absolutely correct. There are a lot of countries that do not recognize this. And a lot of the countries, you are talking of Asian and Middle Eastern descent that are these countries that don't recognize it at all.
Yeah.
And because of that, now we've got people on the Olympic teams that are transitioning and they're going to get done. And let's say it's China is going to walk up and go, "We got third. You know where you could take and put that gold medal?"
Up my butt.
Oh.
Yep.
And that's going to be it,
Because I think eventually they would have to actually address that, because it's like the United States and a lot of it's not just the United States, a lot of other countries are doing it too. But like you said, there's a lot of countries that just don't not outright. But I think at some point that would have to be addressed, because if it's starting to become a growing thing where you have transgender athletes in sports, and again, nothing against that, it's totally fine as long as it's done correctly and we figure a way to do it. Eventually you're going to start seeing Olympic transgender athletes, and I'm okay with that. Some of those freaking athletes can run pretty fast, but just depends on how you handle it.
Well, and I mean, now you're running into another side of this too. And the other side of it that you're running into is you're going to deal with the flip side of the coin. You have countries that are so far against it, they will kill somebody who is transgender. And when I say that, I am looking at the Middle East, and I'm looking mainly at like Iran and Kazakhstan.
Oh, Iran's really bad at it.
And, Iraq is bad about it. Saudi has a little bit of tolerance because they're a little more westernized.
I think Pakistan's one of them too. I think Pakistan, if you come out as gay, they actually can castrate you on the spot, which is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, they're really not forgiving with any of that. No. As I said, Saudi Arabia is about the only one in that region. They're a little more westernized, and they do flex a little bit, but it's not much.
And I think there's countries in the Asian Peninsula and countries in Africa that frown upon it too. I'm not 100% sure. But
and when we're talking about that, now you're looking again at China, you are looking at Vietnam, you are looking at Laos, Cambodia, Korea. It's really frowned upon. Now you get out into the islands, Japan, the Philippines, Thailand. Obviously, Jay and I both know somebody that loves Bangkok. He will even tell you, "Hey, just move the unwanted stuff out of the way and go to town." And he'll tell you that straight to your face. But when you get out towards the islands, again, now you're getting a little more westernized again, and they grab it. Now, the thing I look at is on the opposite side of the coin. You have countries that are highly competitive by nature. Okay? And I will use the old United Soviet Socialist Republics or Russia as a great example. They are highly, highly competitive by nature. And most of their Olympic team back in communist Russia time frame were also members of the military. So that's where they would walk in and they would go, "Oh, okay, so the United States is going to do this. Here's what we are going to do at this point." And they're going to go, you're transgender now. You compete on woman's side.
I think Russia actually got banned from the Olympics for I'm not sure how long, because they found out a lot of their former athletes were doping before.
Oh, yeah.
And they bribed people so they would come back negative on a piss test.
And it was blood dope. Plot twist.
Yeah. And now some of those athletes that want to compete in the Olympics, like I think they're doing Tokyo this year because it got postponed because of COVID, they can compete in the Olympics, but they can't compete for Russia. They got to go under a different country.
Right. But now, since the USSR is split apart, that's not that big of a deal. They go, oh, okay, I'm Czech.
Yeah. I'm Ukrainian.
Right. And they could jump a border and go, or I'm Polish, you know, and they could jump a border and you're set and ready to go.
Right.
Now, I'll tell you what, whatever you do, this is going to be a bad Polak joke. I'm warning everybody now. Whatever you want to do, make sure you go and you watch the Polish Olympic leaf raking team. That is a lot of fun. Especially when they start falling out of trees.
Oh, I can't even think of a joke to come back for that one. So somebody in the chat, Jay, or somebody in the chat, help.
Jay's like, I ain't doing that. But you see what I mean? Is you have a lot of you have two different sides of that coin that are going to happen. And it's literally because we as a nation now have looked at this and we've recognized it and said, we're going to do what we need to do to protect people from getting hurt.
Right.
And that was the intent behind it was great. But now you do have people that are going to be taking advantage of the situation. So until we can find a way to move where nobody's rights are being inhibited to live their life as they see fit, and yet we're still protecting the sanctity of various different activities, we're kind of stuck in a catch-22 and we painted ourselves into a corner. And we got to deal with what we've got at hand right now and roll with the punches.
There's a lot of gray area to cover. There really is.
And yeah, Jay was right. Tyler, you were right too. This was something that was done that none of us thought it out.
No.
And there were people that were dead set against it. I mean, way against it. And I understand. You know, that's their personal beliefs and how they feel and their values, and I get it. But there were also people that were very much for it, 100%. And they're going, oh, well, hey, you know what? This one's over here that says he wants boobies, but he hasn't grown them yet. I'll go compete anyway. When you need a sports bra to keep you from getting black eyes while running the 100-meter dash, then you're able to compete in the women's division.
What if you're fat? What if you're really fat?
All right, okay. Do you see anybody very obese with gigantic moobs trying to compete in the 100-meter dash? With something other than a hover round?
Hey, maybe there's some fat guy out there that's really fast. I don't know. You put a Twinkie in front of a stick and you had the midget right on top of them and it's like a donkey. Maybe they could do real good. I don't know.
Okay, wait a minute. No. That's just great. That gave me a great idea. That gave me a great idea on how I can win the Kentucky Derby this year.
Uh-oh.
It's a great idea. All right, I need Troy. And then I need a stick and I need a PBR that's going to be out of his reach. And I need a saddle. I could win the Kentucky Derby.
What if you just entered a horse into the Kentucky Derby? You swore it was male, but actually it was female.
I don't think that matters in horse racing. But I'm thinking that if I could saddle Troy and then hang a PBR out of his reach, and he's got to chase that around the track at Churchill Downs, I could win the Kentucky Derby.
Be an awkward looking horse, that's for sure.
Well, that horse would be chasing that beer.
And we got 6 horses, and apparently we got a horse's ass on the track today.
Well, what do you think, Jay? He'd chase that PBR.
He ain't gonna compete with horses, bro.
If he's really thirsty, he probably could.
No. He's always thirsty, but he ain't moving like that.
Keep him away from the PBR for a month.
No, still wouldn't get him to move like that.
And a Keystone Light.
Ooh.
No.
No?
No. Not even close.
Okay, well, we could put... Okay, I would need a Twinkie.
This isn't PhD, dude.
Need a Twinkie and then Rage.
No, you're failing already. You're failing already. You need a chicken and fake Rage. Have fake Rage go dry for a few months and just let him go. You've heard about not being able to catch a crackhead. You won't be able to catch fake Rage if he's that desperate for some chicken.
Oh, yeah. Old fake Rage is all about that chicken.
He loves those thighs.
What is it? What is it? He is. What was that again?
A big fish in a small pond.
More like the big chicken in the small hen house.
Oh God! I'm telling you, it's just.
You know what you could do? You could take a sexy woman, strip her naked, tie her to a pole, then ride Steve in the Kentucky Derby.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. I bet Steve gets some fucking miles per hour on that.
I'll bet you. Yeah, it could work. It could work. Steve might actually win the Kentucky Derby if he's chasing a naked woman on a motorcycle.
Then he gets multiple women. He doesn't know what to do with them.
Right.
Oh, you ran the Kentucky Derby against all those horses? That's so hot.
We might be up to something here. We might have the way to get Steve laid.
I smell science in the works.
I'm seeing something. You know what? No, we'll just get Steve to compete in the. Steve will compete in the Kitchen Olympics, and he'll identify as transgender to compete in the Kitchen Olympics, but he's a transgender lesbian.
There you go.
And he's going to out cook.
What did he say? I don't got chat pulled up, so I have no idea what he said.
My brother says, does Steve identify as a horse? I don't know. I think for a good woman, he might. I think that woman would be highly disappointed when he proves that he's not. Oh, there you go. Wait a minute.
If Steve identifies as a horse, does that count as bestiality if the woman wants to sleep with him?
That could be. Well, hey, Steve says what he needs is a cook-off.
Oh, there you go.
He's more of a cow.
Wait a minute. Steve hit a cow with his truck, so that would be vehicular species violence.
See, Steve could get into a cook-off.
Yep.
That's what we need to do. We need to put Steve in a cook-off against some really against some cooks that would give him a run for his money. So let's see. So we make him cook against Jay.
Yeah.
And then he could cook against Ray. He could cook against Marvin. And then I got to get my ringer. So he'd have to go against my brother.
Okay. Marvin cooks?
Yeah. There's some things that Marvin cooks that I'm like, ooh, how can you eat that? Oh.
Hey, however he eats, that's how it goes.
But I'll tell you right now, like my brother should have gone to the Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah.
He's good. So if you want to do a steak grill off, Steve cooking whatever he wants to cook. And my brother cooking the perfect blackened sirloin rare.
Ooh.
And he can do it.
Good.
He can do it. And when that steak comes out, it will melt in your mouth and not on your penis. I swear it is a good steak. That's my brother. I'm a decent cook. When I decide to actually cook, I'm actually a decent cook. My brother, he'll run circles around me in the kitchen. I'm just standing there like, yeah, fuck it.
I know how to cook. You just hit the numbers on the microwave till it goes ding. That's how you do it.
Well, that's not cooking.
My girlfriend, she's a fucking killer cook. I'll tell you that much. She's got this dish she made. What's it called? Bang Bang Shrimp. She makes that shit real good, and it'll clean your sinuses. And she made it so good the other day. I was farting like every time I walked. It was ridiculous. But it was so good.
All right, I'm gonna. Good. This is gonna be the last thing we do tonight. I'm gonna tell a story on my brother, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So my brother came home on leave. He was in the Navy, and he was a cook on a submarine. All right. So obviously, he was like one of the most popular people on the boat, and not somebody that nobody fucked with.
Mm-hmm.
You were underwater. You had no one you could complain to if you pissed off the cook.
Yeah.
All right. So he's home on leave. And I was like, well, he's a cook. I'm going to fuck with him. And I call him up and say, hey, come on over. I'm cooking spaghetti. All right, yeah, I'll come on over. I haven't had your spaghetti in a while. Yeah, sure. I ran to the store real quick. And I come back with 2 economy size bottles. And I mean, I'm talking like the old early 2000s economy size bottles.
Bulk and all that shit.
Yeah. Of ketchup. Dump that into the pot, added a little bit of water, and I put it on simmer, and I waited for him to get there. He walks in the door. He walks in the door. He's like, let me check out that sauce. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's over on the stove. It's, I'm getting it warmed up. Oh, putrid, you son of a bitch. You shouldn't talk about mom that way. He goes, fuck you. Writes out a list. He goes, here, go get this shit at the store. Well, I need to get beer anyway. I tried to argue, but I failed on purpose so I could get beer. And I went to the store to get beer. And I got all the rest of the stuff he wanted. Got back, and he went to work in that kitchen. And an hour and a half later, I'm telling you what, we had a very, very good spaghetti sauce. And some real good spaghetti. He took ketchup. And he made it spaghetti sauce.
He took the ketchup and made it into spaghetti sauce.
Yes, he did.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
some
good.
of the Navy cooks, they know how to cook with the shit they have. They do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I don't see him ever opening up a can and going, I don't see what your problem is, sir. This still tastes like cream corn. And then the officer go, but it's deviled ham. Oh, well, then that would be a problem. I mean, I don't ever see that happening. But, yeah, he is a hell of a cook.
There was a Band-Aid in my food yesterday, and the day before was a fingernail. And, well, the Band-Aid was holding the fingernail there. What do you expect?
Right.
There's
a fingernail on my food today, you fat-ass moron. Yesterday, it was a Band-Aid. Well, sir, the Band-Aid was holding the fingernail on.
That's it. What was that movie? Fucking
Down Periscope.
Down Periscope. Yeah, that was it. It's stuck in a diesel submarine outrunning nuclear subs. It's like,
now
this sounds so stupid. I'll watch it.
Now, here's the kicker, though. I do see my brother being the one in a silent situation where nobody can make a noise, ripping the fart that almost gets everybody caught. I can see him doing that.
One of those farts that just, it's like slowly creeping through the sub. Everybody's smelling it, and they got to be quiet. So they're like, motherfucker.
I can see my brother being the one to let that fart go. Oh, my God.
I could see if there was ever like an alternate universe, Bodine, Ray's brother, doing that.
Oh, easily.
Easily.
Evidently, he's got his farts trained when they have to be silent.
You got to put the silencer in and just.
Oh, God. So that's going to wrap it up for tonight, everybody. Tomorrow night, music show. Music show.
Fuck yes.
We're going to try a disclaimer on the Facebook and YouTube pages, but tomorrow night, independent music show. And then we get ready to turn everything back over to Ray, and we go into another work week and morning disaster, and Lord knows what else is going to happen there. So if you have not gotten your vaccine yet, please go get it. If you're afraid of it, suck it up.
Might give you a big erection. Look what it did for me.
Yeah, see, there you go. Tyler will tell you. He took Pfizer, and he had a raging ham leg there for a while.
It wasn't a raging ham leg. It was a literal fucking T-Rex in my pants. That fucker would not calm down.
There you go, guys. You could wind up being in that situation, too.
You could either get a giant, crazy fucking boner from your vaccine, or you can go watch Ray Lytle and have him diminish you because you ain't got the vaccine. Hillbilly Joe. How does he? What doctor?
Hillbilly Joe.
What doctor tells you not to get the vaccine? I don't get this.
It wasn't. It was not a doctor. It was not a doctor. It was not a doctor.
It was a WebMD. It was some jackass who didn't even know what he was doing.
WebMD even WebMD says get the vaccine. You know what it was?
Yeah.
It was the attendant at the liquor store that doesn't even have a high school education. That's what that was. Hey, I'm getting this beer. Do you think I should get the vaccine too?
No, I don't think you should.
It was some fucking idiot. That's what it was.
He's got a hair lip and a lazy eye working at the gas station.
Trying to bite his own ear.
Yep.
So, and then, Hillbilly Joe, of course, listened to that rather than listening to a medical professional.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's going to do it for us tonight. I'm TJ, and that's Tyler. This has been your Saturday night edition of Mayhem Unleashed. I know it was a slow starter, but I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I know I did. I got a little bit of ranting out of the way, too. Thank God. I get to see my ex-wife tomorrow. I'm going to argue with her about that for a bit. And then we will be back on tomorrow night, 7 p.m., with the Sunday night music edition. All independent music, a little bit of fun. I don't know. Tyler, are you going to jump in with that tomorrow? Or
I will not. I think by the time you are broadcasting tomorrow, I'll be out on a pond in Meridosha doing some fishing probably still.
That'll be 7 p.m., so. All right.
Yeah, so I probably, unfortunately, won't be there.
I will see all you guys tomorrow night. And until next time, have a good evening. Good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all. And